Hey, welcome to the GeauxGirlz Network. Today is a special day for us. We are kind of launching our product out to the world, and in so doing, carrying out our purpose, which is to push women forward in business and inspire other women to go forth and carry out their purpose. As I said, I'm Celeste Payne. I am the founder of the GeauxGirlz Network, where we network with each other, we shop with each other, and we grow together. And today, I wanted to spend the day uplifting women. It's Black Friday. We're out. Some of us are online. Many of us should not be out shopping too much in the malls and in the big box stores. But we have women in business who have products, services, things that we need that will enrich our lives, and we want to promote them today and really take advantage of what services they have. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the GeauxGirlz Network, and then I have a very exciting guest that we're going to have on. We are promoting a planner today that if you sign up with the network and you upgrade your free membership, because membership is free, if you upgrade your membership, we're giving away a free 2021 planner made just for women just like you who are in business. So I want to encourage you to visit our website, GeauxGirlz.com, and log in and create your free membership. All righty. So without further ado, I have an amazing lady with me today, and her name is Nadia Francois, and she is an author. She is like a beauty queen, like she's in pageants, and she's a mom. It's like when you watch her, I'm a part of one of her groups, and she just keeps on going like that Energizer Bunny, but she's being productive and she's making moves as a woman in business. And so I want to invite to our stage Miss Nadia Francois. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing great, great, great. When I started doing this, you were like one of the first people I thought of to speak to. One, not only to share what you're doing, because I think it's amazing all the things that you are doing,
Thank you.
but also as an inspiration to women who are trying to move forward and find their place in the world. You know, sometimes we don't know our place because we can do, you kind of like me, you have so many multiple talents. And it's like
Yes.
finding your place is very important. And I feel like you're doing that and you're doing it very well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it
Mm-hmm.
has not been easy
Mm-hmm.
trying to find my way because I am so gifted in so many areas. I do thank God for that. But before we start, I would like to congratulate you
Oh, thank
on
you.
your Go Girls venture, and I hope that it just continues to excel from here. And I want to thank you for having me, for thinking of me, and realizing that we as women have something great to offer to the world.
Hmm. Hmm. And working together. That was
Yes,
one
yes,
barrier. That was one thing I know I see that you do is you're always pulling other women in. It's not like, okay, well, Nadia's trying to get to the top of the mountain and forget all y'all people down at the bottom. It's like you're always pulling people up. You're always sharing information. You're always pushing other women forward. And so that is definitely commendable. So tell me about your business. And I know you have, I see on your screen, you have several things. So I want you to
yes.
share as many as you can.
So, I am what you call a serial entrepreneur. So I do have multiple businesses in multiple industries, but my love, my passion, and I would say my most effective gift that God has given me has been in the beauty industry.
Mhm.
And so, of course, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'm also a licensed barber. And I've been so for the past 14 years. I also was a salon owner. So I have a lot of knowledge in that area. And in growing in the industry, I decided to start my own hair care line. So I have the hair care line. I still work behind the chairs a couple of days a week. And I also have my company, which I call Aries International. And I do several things underneath that umbrella, which is consulting other businesses, mentoring female business owners or any business owner. But my passion, my love is for female business owners. Um, I also have a book that that I visioned as a compilation. So there's myself and several other female authors in the book. And just recently, I have launched What's Your Superpower TV, which is a TV series um, featuring female entrepreneurs and community go-getters. Just any female that wants to get their message out there, wants to get their platform out there, but in the faith realm. I'm very spiritual. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor, but I am very spiritual. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm very obedient to what God tells me to do. And so everything I do is for the kingdom, it's for glorification of the kingdom. And so whatever I can do to push the next woman forward, I will do that. And so the series is all about females' faith and fulfillment. And it will run on a Black owned streaming network called Exposure TV, and that channel is available on the Roku TV, Amazon TV, Android TV, and Apple TV. So if you have access to any of those devices, you can add Exposure TV Network and have access to our wonderful, wonderful show where we will showcase all these wonderful female entrepreneurs and businesses, because we are also offering businesses the opportunity to advertise within our show. So I do have a lot going on,
I'm
but
advertising.
yes, and Miss Celeste is one of our great advertising partners, and her commercial will be in our second episode, which is in about 2 weeks. So y'all make sure you tune in for that. But like I said, it is just all about glorifying the kingdom, and anything I can do to do that along with excelling our women business owners is right up my alley.
But I want to ask you another question, and then I'm going to go to that superpowers. What's your superpower website? So,
Okay.
what inspired you to get started? Because to be a serial entrepreneur, something had to click that on.
Well, I think I was born with it. Just to be clear, I think that this is one of my God-given talents. My father um, was an entrepreneur for a lot of years while I was growing up, so I did witness a lot of that. But I just think it was in me. I think that was what was meant for me when I started when I was 19 years old. My first business was called Uniforms and More.
Hmm.
I sold medical scrubs
Wow.
and out of the trunk of my car. So no real um, business office or anything like that, just going for it. And it was all instinct because at 19, of course, I didn't have any type of business experience or running a business, any of that. But needless to say, I continued with that for a little while. And then because I was in college, I went on and did what I needed to do in school and got a couple of regular jobs and realized that was not for me.
Hmm.
And so my major when I started college was nursing, to follow in the footsteps of my mother and some of my other family members. And once I began having children, that changed my whole perspective of motherhood and, working for someone and things like that. My first children were twins, so it was kind of hard. First of all, finding a babysitter
Right.
that I could afford and go to work. And second off was just leaving your kids, for an extended period of time, especially after you have been with them for 9 months, or which mine were preemie, so it was less than that. But just having people attached to you and then having to detach was just kind of a issue for me. And so, being a child of a nurse, I knew that time was everything. You work in long shifts, you're gone, you're just very preoccupied with work. So, um, once I had my children, I made the decision to go with my passion, um, instead of what I wanted to do. I'll put it like that.
Mhm.
And so once I did that, I enrolled in cosmetology school, and I realized that that was the best thing that I ever did, was to build that foundation where I could really utilize my hands to raise my children. Because
Mhm.
shortly after making that decision, I was married and everything during that time. And shortly after making that decision, I started going through the divorce stage. And
Mhm.
so it was really hard to cope, even, being a cosmetologist, being a hairstylist. It was really hard to cope and deal with outside people knowing what I had going on. And so, but God helped me push through all that. The
Mhm.
people that were there to help move me along stayed. Those that weren't, they went about their way, which is wonderful. And so I thank God for all of that. I did get a couple of more jobs in between, because
Right.
everything has its slow times.
Mhm.
And so, but in 2011, really 2012, I stopped the last job that I ever had in 2011. And in 2012, I made a vow to myself, that I would never work for anyone else in my life. I
Mhm.
mean, as an employee, because I still work for the people, regardless
Yeah.
of, you know, how I want to word it. But as far as being an employee, as far as having to clock into someone's job, I didn't want that for myself. And so God has provisioned me to raise my children, after going through a kind of nasty divorce, where their father just left them and and never looked back, pretty much. And
Mhm.
so I had to kind of be, I don't like to say that I'm the father and the mother, because I
Right.
could never be, but I had to play my roles. And so God enabled me to do that, raise my children comfortably. Of course, it was a struggle. Of course, I wanted to give up,
Mhm.
but just, I'm a dreamer, so seeing the brighter side of
Mhm.
things really pulled me through, and knowing that God had my back was the main thing that pulled me through.
Wow.
So, yeah,
And
that's
that's
my
gonna,
life.
yeah, and that's inspiring. A lot of women are going through things now, even with COVID, and
Yes.
people are going through things. So I think that that's an inspiration. Somebody out there wants to give up on their
Yes.
business, but they could
Do
see if they
not give
keep,
up. Do
yeah.
not give up, ladies. Keep going, because on the other side of this storm is the sunshine.
Mm.
And, God put a promise on our lives when we were created. So make sure that you are ready to fulfill that, and do the things that are required to help you pull through. There's
Mhm.
some things to do, and that is why we, myself and the other 10 ladies in my book, decided to go forward with publishing. The book is called What's Your Superpower? I have a copy here. So it's called What's Your Superpower Anthology. And um, this book is a collection of stories, of us women overcoming adversity, pushing through purpose, right? So, pretty much each one of us wrote a story about our life that will inspire the next woman to keep going, even through adversity, and push through to purpose, because we all have a specific purpose on our life.
And so, how can we get a copy of the book?
So, the book is definitely available on Amazon via ebook. It's also available on Barnes and Noble in hard copy. But the best place to get it is on our website, www.whatsuperpower.com.
And I understand you have an event coming up.
Yes, I have my book signing, which is going to be Sunday, December 6th in Baton Rouge. And the information for that is available on my website. I am asking that we RSVP because of
Mhm.
the social distancing and the COVID. I want to be all the way prepared and have enough space for everyone. But you can do that on my personal website, which is NadiaFrancois.com.
Mhm.
There is a link to my personal website right on the whatsuperpower.com website as well. So any communication or questions or anything you may have can be sent through the whatsuperpower.com and I will reply. So yes, the book signing, I'm very excited about that. I
Mhm.
am actually more excited about being able to see some of the wonderful women that have supported my book, have supported me. And I just want to fellowship because, of course, I am an only child, so I don't get to do that much. So the sisterhood of my women friends and supporters
Mhm.
is really important.
All righty. Well, before we go, I asked my first guest to do this, and I'm going to ask you. I know you say you're
Okay.
not a preacher, but you're a voice of encouragement. What would you say to a woman who maybe uh, has a dream but has endured that loss, maybe going through a divorce, maybe having, have lost family members during COVID? What would you say to them about the importance of them keeping going and pushing forward?
I would say that the importance of you keeping going and pushing forward through whatever adversity that you are uh, faced with is your birthright.
Hmm.
You were born to win. He never said that we wouldn't endure obstacles. He never said that we wouldn't have tests. He never said that we would not have hard times. But he did say that he's with us every step of the way.
Hmm.
So my encouragement is to keep going. Don't think that you have to do everything at once. Small steps matter. So if you
Hmm.
can only take a little step at a time, do it because slow progress is still progress, okay?
Hmm.
So also deal with what you're going through. Deal with that loss. When I was going through my divorce, I really had to put my ear to God and focus on healing, right? Because we cannot be um, functional, we cannot move forward if we don't heal from the past or from whatever pain we are going through. And of course, it's not a one day thing, it's not, it's a process. But if you put your first foot forward, I literally researched divorce and found out that it was a grieving process that I was going through. I couldn't
Hmm.
understand all the emotions that came with it. And when I read up on it, um, it was the grieving process that I had to go through. I think it's about 7 steps
Hmm.
of the grieving process. And I literally did that, like with no counselor, with no anything,
Hmm.
just me and the good Lord and the Bible and my prayers. And, of course, you're going to cry out. Of course, you're going to have days that are worse than others. But keep going, ladies. Keep going. Keep pushing. God has you. And I know that we use that term very loosely. God got you, but He does. He really
Hmm.
does. It's not, just something we say, it is true. And so push through with your prayers, keep your children close as possible, and teach them about God and what His promises are for their lives. and you will see a difference. It may not, like I said, it may not happen in one day, but step by step, just take your time and realize that you are here for a reason.
Amen. Amen. Well, I thank you so much for joining me today.
You're
And
very welcome.
for those of you who are watching live or replay, we're asking you to go to whatsuperpower.com, get a copy of the book. If you don't feel that you need motivation, which I think we all do, get it for a friend or someone you
Yes.
know that needs to hear stories of women overcoming and conquering. I thank you again for joining me. And I really look forward to seeing, I'm going to be at the book signing. And
Yay.
I look forward to looking at episode 1 and episode 2 that has my
Yes,
interview. All
yes, yes,
right.
yes.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
All righty. You're welcome.